Hello and welcome to After the Set with Running From. My name is Cole Wilson. To my right,
I'm Blake Rester.
introducing special guest.
Trevor Cullen.
And finally, Eric Hartenstein here with you live after the set with Running From. We're so excited to have Mr. Trevor Cullen in here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. All right. Well, Trev, why don't you tell him? Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do for us? So Trev works with us, and he's there at every gig. He's always behind the scenes with his iPad.
Pretty much, I'm just the man that makes everything happen.
Makes us sound good.
Yeah, it's
behind the scenes.
These guys just get up here and perform, and I'm kind of the one that puts it together and just makes sure that every this live performance goes smoothly, and no feedback, everything sounds good. That's kind of what my goal is every time, and kind of help these guys out and just get their music out there and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, what Trev's not going to tell you is this dude's the best in the business.
Yep, it's true.
I haven't heard. Okay, so in case we haven't officially said his title, so Trevor's our sound engineer for our live shows, and so he deals with all of our sound equipment and all the levels that y'all hear when we're playing and everything like that. That's all Trevor. That's his art right there. And so,
Thank you.
What else, Trev? You work at Presonus, right?
Yeah, I work at Presonus. I used to work in live sound. Kind of, I don't want to say professionally, I don't know, but it was my main source of income for about like 2 or 3 years. And I don't know, I kind of dipped out of that for a little bit. And then once I got into Presonus, I was hanging around with other musicians and working with all this recording gear and recording software and everything. And it kind of made me want to get back into it. And then I think we all came together because y'all were looking for a sound guy. And our mutual friend Colin was like,
Colin.
"Oh yeah, I know a sound guy, and it's Trevor, and y'all know him too." So
I texted Colin because Colin had hit us up with people before. Colin knows a lot of people, and I knew he was a little involved with the music. Like Colin's not that involved with music industry or anything like that, but he did know a lot of people, and so I was like, "Hey man, you happen to know any sound people?" And he was like, "Yeah, you've met him before," because me and Trev had met one time before at Jason's house.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, that's right. A little house party.
We had a little house party, and I'd met Trevor before, and so we were kind of cool before that. We hit it off that night or whatever.
I didn't even know y'all had a band then.
Right. I don't think we did have a band then. I don't know.
No, not then. But I'm just saying, like, I didn't even know y'all had this like going on.
Oh.
And then.
Well, we have an Instagram follower, people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go us. Right.
What is our Instagram, by the way? What's the handle?
Our Instagram is at Running From Band. We'll have a little graphic of it on the screen. Mr. Cole Wilson's going to get that up there for us.
Follow nice and pretty.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Yeah. All right. So hit us up on Instagram. So continuing on, Trev, we had that house party, and then I had texted Colin and got your number from him, and basically hit you up. And I don't remember exactly how it went. You kind of just told us like, yeah, I'll be there.
I think Colin contacted me first and was just like, yo, like these, Eric and Cole, like you met them. He was like, they kind of need a sound guy, and I was like, well, I can do that. I know how to do that. So, so that's how we just got together, and I'm pretty sure. I think I had some stuff from Presonus, and I started borrowing equipment and gear from Presonus.
That's right, because we literally didn't have anything.
And the first gig we did, I think all together, was like that pro bono kind of show for.
Was it really? That was the first gig you did with us?
Yeah, it was that
no
one.
Way.
I can't remember. It was like some.
The gala.
The one I was at?
Yeah. It was like that little gala. I can't remember.
That was really the first gig we did with you?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, if that's the case, then the first gig that we all did together was the one in my neighborhood, right? Do you remember that in like cul-de-sac?
No, I'm telling you, the first.
No,
gig.
Kevin did that.
Kevin did.
No, I was.
No,
at
he
the
was
cul-de-sac.
because he like came to my
cul-de-sac.
house.
No, I don't know.
I wasn't
Or
at
did
that.
we do the cul-de-sac and then it was the.
We may have done the cul-de-sac and then the
The
gala.
cul-de-sac was in November.
Either way.
Either way,
We
it was one
had
of
zero
those.
equipment. Trevor hooked us up because he works for Presonus. So Trevor hooked us up, man. I mean, you became the instant plug for all the live music stuff.
Pretty much.
Including this podcast.
You're plugging so much stuff. And I imagine, Trevor was making his boss mad because he was taking all kind of stuff.
No, they were
every
very
weekend.
relaxed about it. I explained it to them, and they knew. Like they were very cool to and they've all been where you guys are and where we are, kind of like right now and before, and so they knew. I mean, if that's something we could do to help out, help me out, they were fine with it. As long as I didn't destroy it and I brought it back in one piece, they didn't care.
Well, I mean, we're better now though. We have most of our stuff.
Yeah, we're definitely getting some stuff together. I've got some PA speakers now, and we've got a little wireless.
We have our own monitor and stuff, and we have all this stuff for our nice little podcast
And
that
it's
we
all
do for
coming
y'all.
together, and it's just going to get better in time, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it just takes so long to collect like all the gear you need because
'Cause it's
you don't realize getting into it, but you
money.
you need
Bro,
so much
so much.
stuff, and it's all like relatively expensive, and so
Yeah.
you just gotta like keep grinding away at it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right. So,
Trevor,
yeah.
how did you get into like doing sound? Like when did you first start doing that?
I'm pretty sure I worked at CC's Coffee for about
Wow. Did not know that.
Could you make me a mocha sippy? Because I'm not afraid to say I like a mocha
Ooh,
sippy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's dangerous. You
does
might,
like a
you
mocha
might shouldn't have
sippy.
told us that. We're gonna hit you.
I'm not
But
even.
I worked there for about a year, and I'm pretty sure, like about a year to the date, me and my friend, we just quit together, and we were just tired of it. And how I'd gotten into the sound was, I obviously don't have a job anymore, so somehow my grandpa he would go to Lava Cantina, and he would see, Lava Cantina had live sound, and they had this company called PSS that would work there and do their shows. So my grandpa would go there, and he would see the sound guy. So he asked him, he's like, "Hey, look, my grandson's kind of interested in this. What can he do?" And so the guy wrote his number down, and eventually I had it in my pocket, and I kind of like didn't do anything. So the day I quit CC's, I just called him up and said, "Hey, what can I do? I don't have a job." And so I'm just like, if there's anything I can do to get in the door and whatnot. And they basically said that kind of when you start with this company, it's an apprenticeship. So like they're not going to pay you because they don't know, do you know anything about audio? So it's just like they're not going to pay you. So you stick around, and I did that for about 3 months. I did my due diligence and just pretty much just work for free.
Yeah, grind it out.
Yeah, the gigs, Texas Club until 2 a.m. and just like
So you had zero like music experience before that.
a little bit. I started in a church.
Yeah.
Doing live sound.
Just like everybody,
And,
yeah.
and mostly Google taught me a lot.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
what Google, it's like I would read stuff on Google and I was implementing it wrong. And I didn't realize that until I started with this professional sound company and worked with other engineers that taught me how to do and what to do. And that's when I kind of developed my skill over time, just working through that. And that's how I got into it. And so I did that for about 2 years, and then it really kind of wore me out for a little bit because it was my main source of income.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just some gigs, it would just be like getting home 2 or 3 in the morning and then having to get back up and then go back to the River Center for 5 in the morning to work a 10-hour gig.
No way.
Oh my
And it was
God.
just like,
That's
was-
miserable,
and it
dude.
was-
That would wear me out after like 6 months.
yeah, it was really good money, but it was just like, gosh, it's just like, I can't like sit here and just keep doing this. So I kind of took a little hiatus from it for a little bit and then slowly got back into it. And it was really, I kind of started with you guys first.
Really?
That's when I got back into it.
Well, that makes me feel good.
Yeah. And so, because I was like, I did miss it, but I just didn't miss that scale of
Right.
working, working myself to the ground.
Yeah.
But I did miss, just like the experience of it. And I like to do live sound. So,
We're
so it
very
wasn't-
good at it. So we're
yeah,
glad you
it was
did.
it was an outlet for me that you guys kind of like brought back into my life, and I was able to do through that.
Aw.
So,
Trevor, you give me the
Make me
warm
cry on the
fuzzies over here,
podcast,
man.
dude. Don't
Yeah.
make us cry on the podcast.
yeah, dude. So that's how I got into all of this, and
Aw.
that's kind of like where I am now.
All right. Well, that makes me feel good. Okay. Next person. Next question. Dang. All right. Okay. So you obviously work for Personas, right? So what? I mean, what you just explained was all you working at PSS, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So when did you start at Personas, and why did you go there?
2 years ago, May 7th. I
Okay.
remember because when I first applied for it, it was a part-time position, and I was like, I don't care. I just want to like get my foot in here, try to do something. And then they denied me, and then a month later they come back and they're like, hey, actually, this position opened up again, except it's going to be full-time this time.
Dang.
So I was like, absolutely, like, sure,
nice.
I'm
They
there.
realized,
Like,
they realized
I'm
they
there.
needed them some tread.
Upgrade.
And I found out the position was a quality assurance tester, and we make boards, speakers, mixers, whatnot, and the electronic components break. And so people send them in, and we have a repair team that repairs it. And so my position is once it's they repair it, I have to go through and test everything to make sure that it is actually repaired. It can be used in a live show, and it'll be good for the customer. So I give it the A-OK to send out.
Nice.
And that's what I've been doing for 2 years, and taking on other stuff here and there, just kind of as the job calls for it. But that's the majority of what I'm supposed to do.
I got you.
Yeah, and my experience in live sound definitely helped me get that position. So
Yeah. Okay,
since I
good.
know what it's supposed to be used for and how it's supposed to work,
right.
it only makes sense.
What's important on it and what's
yeah.
not. That's cool.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Our next question we had for you: your personal music taste. Okay. What are the bands you go for? What's the style you go for? And then we'll kind of talk about how that differs from us. And
You play
honestly,
some groovy stuff for our sound checks.
Yeah, how that feeds in.
My music taste is really eclectic because it bounces around. But to me, it makes a lot of sense because I don't know. Like if you're just to listen to some of the stuff that I listen to, it just makes sense. It's anything that's groovy, has a little rhythm to it, that's mellow. Sometimes extreme.
You are super mellow.
Yeah.
And
I see that.
it's just like it. I
No
like
Skrillex.
Yeah.
No Skrillex.
and it's like I used to, but it's just like as the older I've gotten, I just kind of fell into my own taste of what I like and what kind of like resonates with me a lot.
So what kind of bands are we talking about here?
Like Hippocampus, I saw
Okay.
them. I really like them. Trying to think, the Eagles is my favorite of all time.
Oh,
Oh, the
absolutely.
Eagles. Yeah,
And
I vibe with the Eagles.
it's just like it's stuff on the mellow end, and there's so many. Like I like a lot of. I can't even think of some of the band names right now since I'm on the spot.
Right.
But
That's how it
All
always
right, what's
is.
your favorite Hippocampus song? Got Buttercup, Bambi, Way It
Souls.
Goes, Souls.
yeah.
Oh, Deep Track. Hey, where is this?
It's buried.
You see this? Yeah, I can't find it anywhere. All right, I'm gonna work on pulling that up. What else you got, Trev? What other kind of?
You recognized Sissy Strut earlier when we were just saying. You
Yeah,
listen to a
true.
lot of funk, or that's just a little bit?
No, I love funk.
Oh gosh, he just
Definitely-
excited Cade. He just excited Cade. You don't know what you just did to Cade.
Do you like Lettuce? The band Lettuce.
Yeah, dude.
There's no way.
I've seen them live before.
Dude, Cade is the biggest Lettuce fan.
You and Cade are about to like go hang out for a while after this and talk about Sissy Strut and
Oh
Lettuce.
yeah, dude. But that's what it's especially like 60s, 70s. Not too crazy about the 80s, but 60s, 70s. There's
Do that a little
that's
bit.
probably my favorite era of music of stuff. With classic rock, but even it goes into the 70s funk and kind of like almost into the disco era. And there was just such a time of like stuff that at that time you've never heard anything like that before.
Sure.
And for now, there are people that can do some really great stuff, but it's like nothing. They were kind of like the set in stone.
Like the pioneers.
They're the
almost.
pioneers
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
And
very
that's what it's
inventive.
It's beautiful to listen to it. Yes, that's it.
Hey,
That's it.
I like it. This does seem right up your alley, Trev.
Right.
Is this new or like
I don't think I've listened
when
to
is
much
this
of
from? Like
Hippocampus.
what era?
When was it
Yeah.
This
released?
is like recorded this decade.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Hippocampus. They're
2015.
yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
it's
pretty sure
it's
they're-
new.
They're pretty much like maybe our age, if not older.
Dang. Well, hopefully they're a little older, so we have some time to catch up.
Right.
We have some time to catch up to them. Nice. Okay. Before we move on, we mentioned Cade and his music style and Lettuce and everything like that. But Cade has a public service announcement that he needs to put out
Yes,
there.
I would like to formally apologize to Ziggy Modolesti because during our question of dead and alive musicians, my brain just went to who is currently with their band and who is not. I'm a really big fan of his music and with the meters, but I said he was dead, but he's only like 71. I mean, he's there's no possible way he's ever going to see this podcast, but just for
In case he
principle.
does.
Just for the
You just got to cover your bases.
we do,
you
do
don't-
know you're not dead.
we
He's very much alive.
yes.
Dude, I goofed during that section too because there was a section where we did in our last Trev, so you're caught up. There's a section we did in our last podcast where we had a Q&A from Instagram.
Yeah.
And somebody asked us if you could meet any musician, dead or alive, who would it be? And I think I would. I said I wanted to meet Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots,
Yeah,
who I know
of
you're a
course.
really big fan of too. But I didn't say that I wanted to meet Freddie Mercury, which is just my all-time like.
That would only
my
make sense.
idol.
And why would you not say that?
I have no idea. It's like you, bro. It's like I got on the spot and I was just like, dang, who would I like to
Brain
meet? Like,
fart.
there's so many musicians. And Freddie Mercury, my bad, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, man. So, okay, moving on with that. If you could meet any musician, dead or alive, who would it be? Or dead and alive?
Dead and alive.
Yeah.
Keith Richards.
Blake wanted to meet Keith Richards. He's dead and alive.
Like hanging on there. He's halfway there. Oh, man. Dead or alive. Trying to think. I think I would have to say Amy Winehouse.
Oh,
Only because
Interesting.
she said she just had a different style of music that was just like nothing I'd ever heard of, and it kind of goes back to like the classic style of music that I like,
yeah.
in a way, and it was her own hip hop, and it was like this, like she took this jazz and blues and soul and made it into this modern aspect. And that I think it was amazing that she found her voice in that sound. But she had demons, and it just it just sucks that I wish I could have gotten to meet her or hear her sing live before.
Oh yeah,
before any of that happened.
You know how much I wish I could have heard Freddie Mercury sing.
Oh
live.
man, a live like Queen concert would be insane.
Yeah.
No offense to Mr. Lambert, but he's just not Freddie, bro.
Not the same. Nah.
No,
Dude, you just can't recreate that magic, man.
No, bro.
It's just not the
You
same.
can't. All right, let's move on before I get too depressed. Dang.
Second time you cried in this podcast.
Yeah.
No, this is a sad podcast. Dang. We need to
Bring it
this
on
up
the
a little bit.
feels.
All right, Trev. Okay, originally, where are you from?
Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Whole life, pretty much, yeah.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Dutchtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you graduated when?
13?
Okay, cool. So 24, 5?
5. Yeah, I just turned 25 May 9th.
Okay, cool. So yeah, right around our age, bro. I mean, meant to be, Trev.
Pretty much. I think so.
All fall into
Trev's going to
place.
stick with us to the end, man. Do you play instruments?
So I used to play piano and played piano in high school. I took lessons and I was in jazz band for a little bit. Wasn't the best, but I'd kind of like, learned what I could do just to like get through the class, and make the grade. But there were some classes I'd taken and, I'm pretty sure I did a talent show with a girl and I played piano while she sang. And I'd even learned bass, clarinet, piano concerto, and I think it was like 4 movements. And I just learned it from muscle memory and was able to perform it. But I wouldn't be able to play you anything today. It's all gone. Like it's just like it's out of my head. It's just
channeled all that talent into just pure music knowledge.
Yeah, and I just I don't know. It was like something I'd always been interested in playing, and it was just something I could never like fully grasp onto. Whether it came to reading sheet music or like guessing and learning chords and scales. Like that was just something I could never do, but I feel like I have the ability to recognize what does sound good.
Oh, obviously.
That really goes into, it's like, okay, if I can't perform with playing an instrument, the art of capturing and recording other musicians who can play and can speak that voice, that is something that means a lot to me because I do appreciate it.
I mean, you got to know how to make Cade Nelson shine.
So it's just, it's like, no, I other than that little experience that I have, no, I can't play. Now I can pick up a bass and I can kind of maybe
You can
throw
sing
down
too.
a little.
I've heard you sing.
I can do a little
You
bit,
can
but
sing.
it's just like kind of like on a professional or just like even enough to like get paid for.
Right. Well,
No.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
nope, not at all. We all need our audio engineers
Right.
back there,
Yeah.
supporting us.
So
or
you
else
have to have somebody with a good ear, man.
We'd all sound like
because you
crap.
have to mix all this stuff live. You can't like go back and be like, oh yeah, that
Yeah, we've had
bad.
sound people with no ear and back in the day, and it just did not work out like it does now.
Yeah, it's hard, and it's hard when you're there, like listening to it versus, when you leave and then listen to it on recording, like, oh,
We should have done this.
Guitar is too low or something's
the
too
whole gig is,
high,
like,
and then
blown.
and then it's too late then, so you have to have somebody who has that ear, like in the
A bad
moment.
We
mix
had that
makes a
problem
great
too
band
because
sound
tweaking
bad.
things.
we couldn't use any footage from like we couldn't use any of the footage from the gig that had gone bad or whatever because like the live energy wasn't there or anything like that, and like you literally just lost an entire gig's worth of content, which stopped us from putting stuff out for a while too. So yeah, I mean, we were really appreciative when we found you, Trev.
Yeah, and I'm glad because like, obviously it took me a while to develop my ear for all of this, and sorry, my voice keeps going out. But
Right.
it took me a little while to develop
Mine does
an
too
ear
when we
for
play.
this.
We'll fix it in post.
I'm pretty sure I've had, I've definitely had those gigs where, I definitely probably wasn't having a hot night. Feedback, little stuff going on here and there, and it's just, I made it through. But it's like you kind of learn from your mistakes and move on, and kind of like as time and experience grows, I've been able to develop where I am now, so that you guys don't.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
We're seeing the
I
finished.
know what not to do.
We're seeing the finished product now.
I know what not to do now.
All right, Trev. Be careful with your answer here, Trev.
Okay.
Dream job.
Dream job. A dream job. I think it would be
Being the sound engineer for Running From.
He's living the dream right now.
so that was a setup right there.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. No. What's your actual dream job?
I don't know. I think the best thing that to like to wake up and go to every day would be maybe just kind of like sound designing and editing for movies or like a TV show or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Because anytime I go see a movie in the movie theater, or it's kind of that's one aspect of it.
Like the soundtrack
the
and
storyline's
everything.
good, blah, 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 this and that. But it's like I get tripped out by, what are the sounds? How do they implement them? What are the, what is going on in the low end? What is going on in the high end? What sound effects do they use to suggest?
It's huge.
elements?
It's huge for like setting like the mood and the tone of these.
I wouldn't even know where to
movies
begin if I did it, but
Yeah, that's
Well,
a big project.
You could learn though. I mean,
but it would be fun
you
to,
would be-
if I were to develop that, I don't know, language and be able to do that, that would be something I'd really love to come to every day.
What's one movie that's like sticks out as the best movie in your opinion?
Hereditary.
What is that?
I mean, you
I've
finished the
heard of
question.
it. I've
Hereditary.
heard of it. I have not seen it yet.
I don't know what that
It
is.
is. I have it on Blu-ray and DVD. That is one of the best horror movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
Really?
Some people say it's
Yeah.
awful.
Well, horror movies have the best sounds,
Yeah.
right?
But it's the soundtrack. The soundtrack to it is just. I think at the very end, it just sounded like there was one scene where it just sounded like 100 people in this room just like screaming and like chanting this name. And
right.
definitely in the movie theater, it just like I don't know.
Yeah.
The sound design of
Yeah,
it was
no,
amazing.
yeah.
So it's stuff like that kind of makes me think it was one of the best horror movies
pretty
ever.
Dang, you have interesting answers.
Yeah.
Like I would have been like, Guardians of the Galaxy.
The Avengers.
That's a good one.
No, Hereditary, that is like a dark movie from start to finish. There is not one happy scene in it. But it is
Dang,
like,
real downer.
it's such a downer movie, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's a horror movie, but it's done tastefully in a way of not like cheesy boo and pop out scary answers.
Well, that's good. It's hard. It's hard to do like good horror movies like these days, or like there's just not many of them. And like sound is huge, especially in those like throughout the whole thing. They have to balance like that tension and stuff on it. So I could see that. That would be cool. That'd be interesting to do.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never thought about horror movies at this artistic of a level. Y'all are really taking these to another level for me. I'm not a horror movie fan. I like happy things, but
I like the Avengers.
I do like the Avengers, man. Get off of me. I like the Avengers and happy things. No, the Avengers is sad at the end of it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well,
It's been out for 2 years.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it by now, it's too late for you. We
Yeah,
can't.
well,
we
I
can't
I've
help
seen it.
you.
You've already spoiled it for me.
Yeah, well, prepare yourself. All right. So yeah, that's kind of Trev's story. Ask you a couple questions. I guess we're done with that little segment, if you want to call it. All right, Trev. So let us know this. So the first thing you do when you come to our gigs and we get all set up and we're sound checking, what's the first thing you do when we sound check? Make sure everything's plugged in.
Yeah, after everything's plugged in, that we all have sound. I just make sure everybody is plugged in pretty much, and usually I kind of know a general starting point as to what I want to get everything. So, pretty sure I kind of listen to everybody will like doodle, play, kind of do something here and there, and I kind of catch those and watch them, see how a signal. But eventually, at some point, I kind of just want to get everybody together and go down the line. All right, drums, let's hear what you have, play something, and then make sure everything is set. And then we move on to Cole, and then Blake.
But then like once everything's like, okay, we've got everybody like individually or made sure sound's working, we all, like how we always do a sound check, we always play a song, right? What are you doing during those songs? Are you mostly mixing? Are you EQing at that point? Like, what are you going for?
Basically, I'm mostly mixing and just kind of seeing. I'm trying to get to a general starting point of to make everything balanced, whether it be EQing the kick is too heavy or the bass is too bassy or not enough bass or Blake's guitar isn't warm enough. I kind of can hear and fill in those gaps in that little time frame so that by the time we are actually ready to start, it doesn't sound like a complete train wreck
There we go.
when everything starts up. So I want it to be like a little, but then thing that's very interesting, especially when we do stuff at Dead Poet, is when we sound check, there's not many people there at first. And then when people come in, when you'll actually start, the room changes. And so I still have to, once you'll start again, continue EQing and fill it out to what does the room sound like. And just make it comfortable for the audience.
This is something I've always wanted to know. So when you're EQing, say my voice, what are you doing on the EQ bands? Like where are you taking out and where are you boosting on my voice for EQs?
I take out about 3 decibels in 2K range. And then
So that's around the lower mids, right?
It's in the upper mids.
Upper mids,
where the vocal articulate is. And then high pass filter, maybe until about 200. And it's because your voice is a little thin. Mm-hmm. So to get that richness in there, I keep all that low end.
You just got yeeted on.
Dude, you just got dunked on. How's that feel?
Thin, bro.
No, I mean, like when you go into that higher register,
Yeah, I understand.
I keep that low end there because there's no need to take it out. And I keep it there to keep that, low end that you do have there. And I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to keep it.
So do you have a natural, do you have a low cut on when I'm in, or you don't cut my lows at all?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
And you're just supposed to.
Just like the original low cut though?
It's just low cut, just
Yeah.
to get the bass so the mic doesn't pick up any nasty bass sounds that you don't need in that.
And stuff like that.
Right.
Bad stuff in there.
So,
okay.
I'm kind of curious. So, we've played Dead Poet a lot. We're starting to play the Revelry now. How do you approach a brand new place that you've never mixed for versus a place like Dead Poet that we've played a million times? How do you go about the process different?
And Dead Poet being indoors and Revelry being outdoors.
Yeah.
What it is taking me a while to learn is, even though you want every mix to sound, I'm trying to think of how to answer that. You kind of have to lose your concept of what a mix should sound like, because every venue is going to be different and every event is going to have different parameters and sound. It's going to be.
You
different.
don't go into it with any predetermined ideas as to what you're going to do with the sound.
No.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You don't have any presets that you set or anything?
No.
That's crazy.
And which it's like I said, I have a general sort of, I know what a kick should be around generally.
Yeah.
Or what,
Dude, Trev's just got the magic ear.
Up in there. I know a decent starting point of what, each instrument and what something should be, but I kind of just tried to lose that concept of what I think something should sound like. And then when I'm actually in the environment and hearing people in the room and talking, then kind of build from around into what is comfortable in that setting.
This guy's a doctor.
Yeah, this dude just spilling knowledge
You
all
just
over the
blew
place.
my mind that you do that from scratch every time.
Dude, some sound guy's going to watch this and go, oh my God. This
it's
is freaking gold.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. All right. So we got EQ. What else? What else we need? I mean, I have so many questions.
I have a question.
So
what is the worst sound gig that you've ever had to do?
God. I'm not going to name them.
Okay.
I'm not going to name them. But let's say I was the oldest one on stage running the show.
Is this like recent or?
No, this was back when I worked at a nightclub. And it was these young guys, and they would come in there. And I think it was just not saying it was just also me being not very skilled in what I was doing because I was first starting out running sound. Mm-hmm. And then these guys also kind of not knowing, just like loud amps being turned all the way up, bass amps being turned all the way up, drummers,
guitarists tend to do that.
Absolutely so loud. And me not knowing the authority to tell them, like, hey, like, let's not do this. Let's keep everything down.
Why don't we not go for that?
We want people to have eardrums at the end of the night.
Not knowing my authority in that, that this is also my production, it led to a catastrophic train wreck to where
no way
they were, guitars feeding, like they wanted the guitar so hot in the monitors that it was feeding back through the pickups.
I mean, that is fun. I can't blame them.
You couldn't hear vocal. It was just like an absolute nightmare. It sounded so loud and shrill, and to the point to where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. So I called my boss and was like, hey, I got myself in a pickle. Please come get me out. and I told the band too, and I was like, look, I don't know what happened. Like I was like, but I called my boss to come get me out. So just know I tried, but we're going to get you back on track. And they kind of like, they thanked me for admitting that. And like, I wanted better for them in the show. Mm-hmm. But it was just, that was one of the worst.
It was all their fault.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Clearly.
My fault too.
Clear. That's why I took away from that.
I definitely got myself in a hole, but it was honestly, it was a learning lesson. It's just like, you learn, okay, why did this happen? Mm-hmm. What do I not need to do?
I mean, you gotta bomb every now and then, or else you're not getting anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Not everything's going to be perfect every time, but you just learn from those. So that was definitely something I learned from that.
Very cool.
It never happened again.
Okay. Dude, I would say one of the best gigs that I've heard sound from you was last night.
Oh, I think so.
At the Revelry,
I mean, watching back the videos of that, like, I was telling Kate earlier, I've never heard anybody take my voice and just take all the shrillness like out of it. Because like you said, when I get into those upper registers, my voice turns thin because I'm just I'm closing my throat up so I can get to those high notes. I've never heard to where it wasn't like shrieking in my ear at all, where those highs were just like on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've just never heard anybody be able to smooth that out like that. Like, it's crazy.
And that acoustic was so thick.
We work together so much. I know
that's true
what
too.
your voice does. I know how it's going to do. So
how long have we been working together? 2 years or
a year and a half? If it was that gala, that was a year and a half.
It's only been a year and a half, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I've known you for so much longer.
I know.
Dang.
Is it easier to do like acoustic style gigs versus like a full band? Like
I would imagine the
just 'cause
less instruments.
There's less stuff in the mix.
Definitely easier to do acoustic, because especially sometimes, like you said, when you go into do I approach it when I go into a venue? Sometimes when you have a full band in a venue that's very small, or just like the shape of the room, sometimes you don't need to highlight drums or this aspect of it. And so when you have a full band and it's just like that much louder, it kind of comes to a game of, okay, I'm just bringing vocals and like boosting the guitar solo whenever it's needed. But when you have an acoustic set, it's a much milder setting.
You have less like raw sound coming at you, and room sound too.
So it gives me that freedom to bring those acoustic elements up more and blend them to where it sounds a little more fit together.
Have you ever had to do sound for like horn sections or anything like that?
Oh yes, plenty.
I feel like that's got to be the biggest headache.
It's actually really simple.
Really?
It's really simple. It's you kind of just keep everything very flat and just make sure they're together and they're all kind of like even, and you just kind of keep them there, because typically horns are loud.
Right.
They're loud, like they're going to be loud, and if it's like a small room for a wedding or something, it's typically what I've done. It's just kind of keep them there, just kind of like accent them, whenever they're needed. But like, no, I don't keep them full blast. Okay. It's not too hard, but it can be tricky.
So what's the one instrument that's like the biggest headache to deal with? Probably a loud guitarist. I guess drums too.
Drums.
Yeah.
Because I've told Cade before, my biggest pet peeve is a drummer
that hits it too hard.
Smacks the absolute crap out of it.
I would be a nightmare to mix drums for. Yeah.
It is, and Cade plays very soft, so it's a joy to mix him and everything, because it gives me control. You
got to pick up all of Master Cade's intricacies when he's playing.
Right, yeah.
There's all these ghost notes.
All the lettuce stuff up in there.
And those lettuce fills and things.
But it gives me that control to bring those up to where it can be still comfortable sounding in the entire mix and everything, and not, everything is reflecting off the wall behind them.
Right.
Like, over drowning, everything else.
I think we're going to start calling Cade Sensei.
Why me?
Because you're the most talented member of the band.
Sensei Cade. I kind of like that. Yeah. I think we're going Sensei from now on for Mr. Nelson.
Never work.
Let's see.
All right. Well,
what other kind of questions?
I've been noticing your shoes down here.
Great question.
Can you
pull them out, dude? Well, look at that.
Now that is a limited edition croc right there.
That's fire.
Now I'm a fan. Okay, so I have to ask: is that a normal croc, but like altered, or did it come like that? Like, is that a stock croc?
Is that
customization?
a custom croc?
Is that a stock croc style that you customized?
No, it's just that you can buy it. It's their Yukon log croc, I want to say.
The log croc.
On that.
The log croc.
Yukon Yule, maybe something like that.
The Yule log
But they
croc.
come with this very dress piece right here.
Very nice. Stylish.
So yeah, you can put on your nicest fit, and you can wear them to your favorite gig. Come see us out somewhere and wear
the
this
Crocs
nice croc.
Yukon Vista clog.
Exactly.
There it is.
It's a very dress shoe, and you can definitely wear them.
You wear that at like formal settings, like weddings and
Weddings,
things.
funerals, all that kind of stuff.
Or to come see after 8
See, I have
one evening.
I have more of the sport croc. Okay, so this croc, though it's the most versatile croc, cannot be worn. Well, no, I take that back. It can be worn to a wedding.
It can be, but it's very publicly condemned.
I'd probably have to get a black version or something, or a brown.
Something a little more formal.
I'm going to pick up some more Crocs soon, I think.
Dude, mine are coming in any day. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I
still
want
gotta
them.
pick out my
I got some
Crocs.
gray ones coming.
Nice.
We need to take a team trip to the Crocs store down.
We do. We need to document it. Vlog it.
We just need to drop some dough and some
They
Crocs.
won't be ready.
No, they're never ready. I mean,
I've
they're
never
really
seen
not.
a squad come in like
They're never, dude. They're never ready for it.
They aren't. Yeah. So Crocs, We're coming for y'all, bro.
I mean, we're not gonna stop.
We're not going to stop until we get that sponsorship. We are coming. Mr. Nelson's got some bright yellow ones that he's going to come out with.
He's going to come
yes,
up with
sir.
a Nano
Possibly,
Crocs.
yes.
It's not a possibility. Is it?
Cole, you ever figured out what color you're gonna get?
No,
Dude, you got to get those tie-dye ones. Let me tell
You
you.
got to get
I
some
want
bright
some
ones.
type of tie-dye ones.
All right, I respect.
Some type.
We're going to pull up a picture, and right here is one tie-dye Croc that I think you should get, and then right here is the other type of tie-dye. Now,
Why not get
Making
real
more work
tree?
for the man.
Oh,
camo,
camo,
Crocs.
dude.
We don't want our bases walking around with no feet. How are you going to see his feet when it's camo, dude?
Nobody can see him.
It's going to be our floating bases. That's ridiculous.
Invisible basis? That would
Invisible
that would be
bases.
something.
I like that. You got to be able to see those feet because Cole's got a nice little foot stomp when he goes.
Tapping the rhythm.
And if you notice, they have a nice little pop to them when you foot stomp. It's like a nice little, it's good.
Helps
It's good
carry
for
the beat.
acoustics.
You know?
I didn't think, a psychedelic tie-dye Croc would definitely fit with a denim jeans and jacket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It goes with the look.
It'd be a
doesn't
look.
it?
It's a
Doesn't it? That's
look.
what we were saying. It's perfect.
I'm
It
gonna
matches.
pull up this. I'm gonna pull up this pair of Crocs because, I mean, I really think you should get them, and I've gotten opposition from my other bandmates about it, and I'm really not appreciating it. You know what I mean? Like,
All right.
hold on, I'm gonna get it for you here as soon as my.
Yeah, prepare to have your mind blown.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Come on, Max, stop acting like that. All right, dude. Let's see if I can get this around for you without breaking too much. Do you see that?
Boom.
It's absolute beauty in a
Which
Croc.
ones are those?
Dude, you know which ones they are.
Oh, they're those.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, you know which ones they are. We're gonna have a picture.
I
of them
mean, I could
right
see
here.
you
Are there no
pulling
other
those off.
tie-dye options available?
There are other tie-dye options. They're just not.
There's
as
like
good.
a cotton candy looking one.
They have one that looks like
pretty
the
sick.
sky. It's like light blue with white.
That
It's like
sucks too.
clouds.
True. Yeah.
I think that's just classic. Classic
It is
tie-dye.
it's
Well,
a
none of them
classic
suck
tie-dye.
because they're Crocs. Let's just get that straight.
Let's just be clear here.
Crocs. We're coming. We're coming for
I'm
y'all,
telling
bro.
you, Crocs. You better watch
Oh
out.
man, we met one of y'all's reps last night at our gig, and so I mean we're just that much closer. So this is our journey. Follow us along on our Instagram and on our Twitter. We're gonna be hitting Crocs over and over. And over and over until we get that sponsorship because we're coming for the top, dude. We're coming for Crocs.
Dude, we're
okay?
persistent.
We're gonna get up there.
Every gig, we're all going to have Crocs.
Absolutely.
It's going to be known.
Dude, we've got to do an all Crocs gig. It's
We
going to
need to.
happen.
We're not
It's
gonna
a
do.
must.
Excuse me. Let me correct that. We're not gonna do an all Crocs gig. We're gonna do
The-
a couple thousand all Crocs gigs.
We're going to change our name to Running From Crocs.
We're gonna be playing Superdome gig, opening up for somebody massive like 21 Pilots or John Bellion or something like that. Two of the
Foo
best,
Fighters.
two of the three of the most amazing artists on the planet, and we're all gonna be in Crocs.
And that's our signature.
We should get Dave Grohl a pair of Crocs.
Dave, I will get you any pair of Crocs that you
think
want.
if we shipped him a pair of Crocs, he would take them?
I'll ship him a pair, and then I'll ship him another pair, have him sign them, ship it back, and I'll wear signed Dave Grohl Crocs.
Really, what I want is a Running From gibbet on the Croc.
Yeah.
No, we need to
I
send
just
him a
want this
special
logo
pair.
on the Croc, like nice little gibbet.
Is gibbet a real word?
Yeah, it's a real. That's the thing.
I don't know. Is it in the dictionary?
Yeah, I think
Yeah. Hit Webster.
it's either gibbet or giblet or something like that. But I think it's a gibbet.
Giblet.
Gibbet. Gibbets. This is with a Z. That's what
it's
it
got to
is.
have the Z.
Yeah.
Gibbets.
Gibbets.
Gibbet.
Interesting. I just learned something from this podcast.
I know we're supposed to be getting information out of you, and we're teaching you stuff. That's just what happens. All right, should we move on to phone a friend?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, guys, we're gonna have our classic side of the podcast where we phone a friend. Let's hit up our main man, Mikey. Let's see if he's got
Mikey.
anything to say today.
Oh, I bet he does.
Oh, okay. Michael, answer your phone, sir. I'm getting ghosted.
Dude, Mike, this is going to look really bad on the pod.
The only time we need you,
I know.
you're not there.
When we needed him most. He was-
Finn, do you have any questions?
Yeah, you have any questions, Producer Finn? No, I don't. Oh, interesting. Thanks, Producer Finn. We appreciate your feedback.
Caught him off guard.
We did. What's John doing?
Well, these days.
Producer John, he's with us. He's with us live. It's after the set with Running From. Producer John, we have live producer Trevor here with us, okay? Now, what we need out of you, do you have any questions for live producer Trevor?
Live producer Trevor is the live sound man, right?
Yes, he's our audio engineer for the gig.
What's your setup?
Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, Trev, what's your setup?
My setup
Yes.
of like what the most recent gig we did.
Sure.
Okay. 2 PreSonus 328 AIs, 1 16R from PreSonus.
I don't know what
that.
any of that means.
Nope.
That's my baby. That's my mixer.
Okay.
And I use the iPad for that. And then usually whatever mics you'll bring along.
Okay. All right. All right, John, what else you got? You got anything else for him?
Let's see.
You can get as nitty gritty as you want, like differences between how you record. Oh, everyone, producer John here is our, you're an audio engineer, but
What would you say your title is?
yeah, it's like recorded.
Mechanical engineer.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true. He is a mechanical engineer and an audio engineer.
he's trying to flex on us. That's what it is.
So John here does all of our recorded music, while Trevor up here does all of our live music. So that's the difference between the two producers, in case anyone was confused.
I was confused. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Okay. Yeah. So John.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Does producer Trevor know what yays and chinos are?
What yays and
Oh.
chinos?
Do you know what yays and chinos are?
I don't believe so.
The lingo you got to know. So, yay. John, would you like to explain?
What is a yay and chino?
Educate us, please, John.
So Eric has abbreviations for everything, whether it's za for pizza, chinos for cappuccinos, or yays for beignets.
Yeah.
Beignets and cappuccinos?
So yays and chinos are beignets and cappuccinos.
You just
We're a little goofy around here at Running From. So
Too many inside jokes.
yeah, we have a lot of those where we'll call things just, if you're going to get some fee, you're picking up a quick cup of
It
coffee.
would make sense now after hearing that.
You know what, producer John, you're going to be a little disappointed, but I didn't know what you meant by yays and chinos just now.
Oh, I got you, John.
It was just way out of context, and I didn't understand. I feel a little down.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, everyone, that's producer John for you.
Hi, John.
Yeah, Cade, your best buddy says hi.
Hi, Kane.
Oh.
I'll see you later tonight.
They live together.
Y'all are the worst.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
All right. Well, producer John, enjoy your night, man. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow, huh? We're going to record. I'm Not Over You with producer John tomorrow at Studio 311. So, oh no, we're recording it at Studio Blake's office.
Yep. Yep.
We have 3 studios. Okay, there's Blake's office. Then there's the Kiln, which we have here in me and Cole's residence.
Why is it called the Kiln, though? For those
It's
that
called the
don't know?
Kiln because we make those fire beats in there.
That's
That's
true.
why it's called the Kiln.
Yep.
Okay. So you mix up that fire and you put it.
You put it in the kiln.
You put it in the kiln.
how it
goes.
You bake
Fire
it. You
goes.
bake
It's
it
just
at
definitions.
325.
That's all it is.
You bake it 325, 400 degrees, depending on how hot you're trying to make the track.
Out
Then
come the tunes.
Once the bell goes off, the tunes come out, and it's just absolute fire.
It's that easy.
It's pretty easy to make fire beats in the kiln, dude. You just pop it in there. It's like you ever seen HelloFresh?
Yeah.
Like the
meals
like a quick food
delivered.
service
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
The little meal prep thing.
Right.
Yeah, bro. Pop them in the oven. Beats right out of it.
Damn. Are they going to be our next sponsor?
No.
Oh.
No.
Going for Crocs. Going for Crocs first. John,
Crocs.
do you have a pair of Crocs?
No, I don't, but Josh does.
Okay, well, you're going to get some by the time you come on this podcast because it's kind of a requirement. Sorry.
Are you getting sponsorship?
No, we're absolutely getting a sponsorship. We're still working towards it.
Totally.
It's in progress.
How do you get the sponsorship?
You're going to wear them when we get the sponsorship? Okay. Well, we're going to get them for you, John, and we're going to get you some special producer John Crocs for you to wear. All right, producer John. Yeah, up at Studio 311. You enjoy your night, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, John.
Bye,
Thanks for coming
John.
on
Bye,
live with
John.
After the set.
Bye, John.
All right, bro. Oh, I couldn't.
Say bye, man.
I know.
Sorry, John.
No, sorry, buddy. All right. All right. What? Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I'm just glad we got to the Crocs. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
That was the goal of this entire podcast, really.
So how do you guys like, my question to you guys, I guess, is what do y'all like
yeah,
doing
that's
the
good.
acoustic versus full band?
Okay.
Are y'all ready to
Yeah,
get
that's
back
a
to
good
full
question.
band? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you're ready back.
Dude,
but
so ready.
Do you
Okay.
do you enjoy the acoustic?
Yes, more so when there's a crowd actually
Last night
involved.
was very fun.
Right. That was very fun.
When you're kind of just background noise for like a restaurant or something, it's really not that fun.
It's not.
No,
We've
but
never
like,
done anything like that though. We've never done the background.
Yeah.
We did. We have, or
No, like
agreeing
you're
with me?
right. Like we
Yeah,
haven't.
We've never done that, so we don't really know what that's like. But yeah, we do enjoy the acoustic gigs. It's fun to play stuff that we don't normally get to play,
Right.
Because like we get to now we normally have a pretty wide style when we're playing, like, but we keep it pretty rocky.
Right.
And acoustic allows, like, songs get so stripped back in an acoustic gig that it allows us to play stuff that beforehand we wouldn't have thought of playing.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, everything's so stripped back that you can kind of cover way more range than you can on a regular live.
I also
band
like
set.
just being able to change the play style because, like, you know, for a lot of these songs that we play full band, you have to play it a certain way. But when you go strip it back on acoustic, you got to completely change the song. Because
Yeah.
me playing guitar, I'm like really the only instrument. I mean, Kate's playing cajon, but I got to be like that main source
You're
of
the
instrumentation,
melody,
right?
for sure.
So
Singing's not an instrument anymore. Everyone.
you're singing the melody.
This just in.
This
Singers don't count.
Breaking news: Blake Rester announces singing.
I'm waging
is
war
not
on
an
all
instrument.
singers.
There's all that, but two benefits I would say come with electric gigs. I would say that Cole is with us, and I would also say I'm not slapping a piece of wood for 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
That's gotta hurt.
Hand.
Kate's got the red hand afterwards.
Yeah, somebody in the audience looked at me and she's like, "Doesn't that hurt Kate's hands?" I was
does,
like,
every
I don't
time.
know. I was like, I would imagine.
Every time.
But he fights through it.
It's
We
worth it.
appreciate
He
it.
does. He's a trooper.
I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to do it very much.
Yeah, I like the sound of the acoustic gigs that y'all do, but I mean, still, it doesn't. That's not what running from is the full band.
It's not our
Right.
core.
Obviously, yeah, it's not the
we
core.
don't get to like Kate said, we don't get to have our full band either.
Right.
We don't have a bassist in there, and
But it still even shows to the versatility of what you guys can do. You know, if like you can show up to a situation and if it doesn't call for a full band, y'all it's not like, oh well, shit, we can't.
it's all about adaptability.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and y'all can still.
Especially around Baton Rouge, man. There's not that many places to play. So like,
Right.
you can't be too
Yeah.
picky with like, no, I don't think I'm going to play there. They really only do acoustic gigs. Like,
Right.
you can't get too picky all around here because
Right.
there's not that many places. So, but yeah, we're definitely ready to get back to full band stuff though, because
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, I feel like it's more of a high when you're playing the full band stuff.
For
because
sure.
it's so
That's one way to put it, but
energizing.
yeah.
You're so, I mean, especially me, like I'm having to freak out on the top of the stage and just like jump around and do all the mess and strobes are going off
Dude,
and I'm
yeah.
like,
people get more hyped too. Like people will come up and dance and stuff like an acoustic gig or some stuff, but they don't get wild.
they're not like
they
raging
do.
like we were.
There's nothing better than a cranked guitar amp just screaming. Oh, it's the best.
Yeah,
I don't know about
it is
that.
good.
But,
Right.
it's gonna get
Right.
To an extent.
Do it. Yeah.
Any other questions for us, Trev?
Not that I can think of anything off the top of my head right now. That was definitely one I was kind of curious about. You know, this odd transition between getting back into the economy reopening and whatnot, and how we can do it as a band and getting those gigs.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. How we move forward with all that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely had to adapt because right now there's really nowhere that's hiring full band setups. It's pretty much all acoustic right now because everyone's at whatever 25% capacity or whatever it is, and so they don't have the budget to be paying for full bands while they're not making as
Yeah.
much on revenue. So they'll put the acoustic in, and but I mean, you know, we still play our jams with that.
Yeah, we have fun.
Yeah, we
do what
played
we
a little.
can.
We played some new stuff last night. Some Bruno Mars and some Harry Styles and
Finesse
stuff.
was my favorite.
Yeah, without having
by
practiced it
far.
all together.
But
we got through it.
Don't let the secret out.
I think that added something to it. I really think it did.
Yeah.
Not practicing.
No, we're gonna play that full band,
promise
and
you.
it's gonna be just the biggest jam.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun playing
Yeah.
that full band. But like, I mean, that's just another example of how like playing acoustic allowed us to kind of hit another artist that we haven't hit yet. Like Harry Styles. I mean, we wouldn't have thought to play.
Right. Y'all
Right.
never
Bruno
been able to play
Mars.
that before.
We didn't even think we were gonna do the Bruno Mars thing because like that. We've never heard an acoustic version. I've never heard an acoustic version of that. We had to
Right.
strip it back
Yeah.
ourselves.
And I thought it was.
Yeah, people after were like, you said finesse. Y'all gonna start playing? I'm like, there's no way this is gonna work. And we play it. They're like, it worked.
It works.
Yeah,
It
you
works
can get so
well.
creative though, especially like if you're going into it with nothing, like not even watching like another person on YouTube cover it. If you have to do it yourself,
Do it your own version.
Yeah,
That's
it really makes it your own. Like literally.
And like for our songs too that we've written, like we've all written songs. Our normal full band.
Yeah, true. We get to play all of our original music at the. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
We get to play all of our original music at the acoustic gigs because sometimes there's just so many instruments that we put in there that it's hard to really capture the essence of the song in a full band setting.
Right.
Like a couple of our songs, like "Staring at the Sun," "I'm Not Over You," probably will be pretty easy to transition to a live setting because it's mostly just a core 4 rock instruments like going to town and playing power chords and headbanging music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like good stuff. But some of the stuff like Good Enough and stuff like that is kind of hard to cover at the full band thing because there's so many different aspects that come into the production. And when we get some of the newer stuff like Mine and stuff out, it's gonna be hard because we have some stuff coming out that's using a lot more virtual instruments than we used to use.
Right.
And
So-
being able to play those songs allows us to get the feedback that we need from
I gotta
people.
show you. I gotta show you that stuff after we
Yeah.
film this. I need to go.
Dude, you need to
come
introduce
look
him to
into
the
our stuff.
Drive.
The Drive.
Google
Yeah,
Drive.
yeah,
The Google
yeah,
Drive
Google
is-
Drive.
Okay.
A
It's
plus.
the cloud of running from. We have all of our
That's
stuff
the
on
hub.
it. It is.
On Google Drive.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that wraps up
I
our
think
show
that covers
for today.
everything.
Trev, we really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys for having me on here.
It won't be
Yeah.
the last time, man. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully the next time you come on here, we'll be coming fresh off of a gig at the Varsity or something like that.
Oh, that'd be so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
That would be great.
exactly.
Decked out in Crocs. Ready
Decked
to go.
out in Crocs. Yeah.
Full Crocs.
Ready to go.
Hopefully the next time Trev's on here, it's going to be after the set, sponsored by or brought to you by Crocs.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be like a little 5-second commercial brought to you by Crocs today.
Today.
Crocs, we're coming.
Type in your discount code running from to get 30% off.
Yes. That's what we're here for.
That'd be so sick. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate y'all hanging around to listen. And we're running from. This was after the set. We'll see y'all next time.
See ya.